In this video, we will discuss the Archival Transfer List and Receipt form and Archival Transfer Folder List form. The Archival Transfer List and Receipt form, ARC1, and Archival Transfer Folder List form, ARC2, must accompany all permanent archival records sent to the archives at the Library of Virginia. The ARC forms are not to be used for non-permanent records being sent to the State Records Center for storage. The ARC forms are for archival permanent records only. The ARC1 and ARC2 forms must be sent to and approved by your assigned records analyst prior to transferring the records. Both the ARC1 and the ARC2 are required forms for archival transfers. The forms are available on the Library of Virginia's Records Management website. Let's start with the ARC1, the Archival Transfer List and Receipt form. The ARC1 is a box-level listing of what is to be transferred to the archives. This form documents the library's receipt of your agency or locality's archival material. Be sure to type enter the required information in fields 1 through 17. Do not submit handwritten forms. In fields 1 through 7, type the name of your agency, locality, or regional entity, your department, if applicable, and the agency contact name, email, and phone number. Enter the physical address for records pickup, including specific information such as the floor or office number where the records are located. Enter the mailing address if it is different from the physical address. This address will be used to send you final copies of the forms with assigned accession numbers after the records are picked up. In Field 8, check whether the records have any restrictions for access or use. If you check yes, you must provide an explanation or code citation. In Field 9, you may enter any special notes not covered by any other field on this form. In Field 10, check the media format of the records. Check all that apply. In Field 11, check the box indicating that you are submitting the ARC2 form electronically with the ARC1 form. Both forms are required. In Fields 12 through 14, you'll give information about the schedule and record series being transferred. In Field 12, type the applicable schedule number. In Field 13, type the applicable record series number. Only one series can be identified per sheet. If you are transferring multiple series of records, you must fill out a separate ARC1 form for each series. In Field 14, type the record series title as it appears on the schedule. In Field 15, type the number of the box you are describing. In Field 16, type the box content range from beginning to end, for example, A through D or Jones through Smith. In Field 17, type the date range of the material in the box. Enter information in Fields 15, 16, and 17 for each box you are transferring, provided they belong to the same record series. In Field 18, type the name of the agency or locality designated records officer. The records officer must print and sign the final form to be included with the records at pickup. In Field 19, the records officer must type the date the form is signed, signifying the transfer authorization by the agency. If the number of boxes you wish to transfer within one record series exceeds the number of lines on the ARC1, you may use the ARC1 continuation sheet. If you use more than one form per series, indicate the page number and total number of pages in this box. The ARC1 continuation sheet requires the same information as the ARC1. All ARC1 forms and ARC1 continuation sheets must be signed and dated. In addition to the ARC1 form, you must submit the Archival Transfer Folder List form, ARC2. The ARC2 is a box content listing that will serve as a finding aid for researchers using this material at the Library of Virginia. A detailed ARC2 will also make it easier for your office to request records in the future. The ARC2 is a required form for archival transfers. In Fields 1 and 2, enter the name of your agency, locality, or regional entity, and the department if it is applicable. Fields 3 through 5 identify the record series and schedule information. This information should match the corresponding fields on the ARC1 form. Only one series can be identified per sheet. If you are transferring multiple series of records, you must fill out a separate ARC2 form for each series. In Field 6, type the box number. In Field 7, type the number of the folder, file, or item you are describing. In Field 8, type a description of the folder's contents. This should be more detailed information than what you provided on the ARC1 form. For example, if you indicated on the ARC1 that you are transferring board minutes, list the specific boards or meeting dates in the description on the ARC2. In Field 9, type the date range for that particular folder. If there are multiple folders in a box, repeat the steps in Fields 7, 8, and 9 until you reach the end of the box. When you want to start describing a new box, enter the box number in Field 6 and begin the process of describing each folder individually in Fields 7, 8, and 9. You can record the folder contents of multiple boxes on the ARC2 form as long as each folder is individually identified. If the folder list exceeds the number of lines on the ARC2, you may use the ARC2 continuation sheet. When using the continuation sheet, be sure to indicate in this field the page number and the total number of pages attributed to that particular series. All ARC1 and ARC2 forms must be submitted via email to your assigned records analyst. Once the forms are approved, you will be contacted to schedule a pickup. The original signed ARC1 forms and any accompanying continuation sheets must be sent with the boxes. Archival transfers will not be accepted without the original signed ARC1 forms. Some things to remember when submitting the ARC1 and ARC2 forms. The original ARC forms that accompany the records will be retained permanently by the Library of Virginia. A copy of the signed original form will be returned to you after the records are transferred. This copy must be retained permanently by your agency. The returned form will contain the assigned accession number, which will allow you to easily identify the material when contacting the library. The ARC forms serve as the finding aid for your records in the event that you should ever need to retrieve something. It is important that the forms are filled out properly. This concludes our tutorial on the ARC1 and ARC2 forms used for the transfer of archival records to the Library of Virginia. If you have questions about this process, please contact your assigned records analyst.